in the internet before it dies. We're going to talk to another friend in a wheelchair on this lovely Wheelchair Wednesday. This time all the way from Columbus, Ohio. We're going to get to him right after we do the most important part of this show, which is roll the intro. So welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. All right, Sean, let's welcome Sean Costello to the show. What is up, sir?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad you could make it. I know both of us are kind of time constrained today. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't it funny how, like, the less we have to move, the more we have to do stuff? It's like, dang, man. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. For being crippled, my schedule's busy. I mean, it's appointment after appointment and podcasts and work and training and
right.
It's a lot, you know. Then personal stuff in my life, and so yeah. I mean, just because we sit in chairs all day, I know I still do a lot, as you do, and you know many others.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So we'll go ahead and get this started right off rip by, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and then how your accident happened and your level of injury.
All right. My name's Sean Costello. I'm 34. I'm from Ohio. Live in Columbus right now. My accident happened. I was a passenger in a car accident, November 10th, 2013. Was going through a very serious breakup. I wanted to be left alone. My buddy called me, was like, hey, let's go out. I'll pay for everything. Drinks on me. And I'm like, I really don't want to. I want to stay at the house. Next thing I know, 40, 50 minutes later, I hear knock at my door, open it, it's him. Long story short, we go to the bar, meet with, females, and stay till the bar closes, drive home. He decided it would be a good idea to be a speed racer and not stop the car. Next thing I know, the car kicked sideways. We hit a guardrail going about 65 miles an hour, and I remember flipping once. Then I woke up a couple days later in ICU with a C3-4 injury. So that means basically I'm paralyzed from my nipples down. I can move my shoulders over the years with stem cells and a lot of physical therapy, thousands of hours. In personal working out and stretching, I've been able to regain movement in my legs, and somewhat in like my right arm and hand.
Mm-hmm.
I still have feeling and sensation everywhere. That means, you can blindfold me, touch me anywhere. I'll tell you where you're touching me exactly. Hot, cold, the only difference is my neurological system's messed up. Like I could sit outside when it's 90 degrees and I'm never going to sweat. So
yeah, like right now in Michigan, it's like 75 out, and like I just sat outside and get hit with wind, a little bit of wind, and I'm like, damn, that's cold. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm in a hoodie now. People are looking at me like I need to be put in a psychiatric ward, but that's okay.
Yes. Yeah, and like especially with me, cold weather gets to me. Like I live in Ohio, you're in Michigan, so you get it.
Mm-hmm.
So even though like it'll be 50 degrees and somewhat sunny, I mean, I get super cold, super easy. Nerve pain, a lot of nerve pain, a lot of spasms, spasticities. So warm weather is great, but on the other hand, like I said, I don't sweat, so I basically cook from the inside like an egg.
Right.
I gotta always remind myself to drink water. You're a human, you have to drink water. You'll overheat, you'll pass out, you'll get UTIs, and it just snowballs. Or I'll pass out. So.
Now, this is a live show. This is live right now. We are live on multiple platforms, and Tristan Soul has joined us from Minnesota. He said Minnesota checking in. Good to have you, Tristan. Before we get too much into it, let me ask you this, which I think is one of the most important questions. I think it's kind of an interesting question. Let's put it that way. If you could go back, you said how long have you been injured for?
11 years.
If you could go back and stop that accident from happening and live your life the way you were living it then, but in order to do that, you have to like literally give up everything you've done so far since the accident. Would you do that, or would you stay where you're at now?
No, I would not go back because, yeah, I'd be dead or in prison. Uh, so no, if I had the knowledge I have now, and the wisdom and the
I
the
know
overall.
that's always the catch 22. If you could take it back with you, of course, yeah. But
Oh well, yeah, absolutely. But no, I wouldn't because before, I got injured. I wasn't a good person. I did a lot of bad, a lot of wrong, wronged a lot of people, and was on the verge of self destruction. So I think this accident was a wake up call to get your shit together, get your life together, uh, and stop doing the dumb shit. Time to grow up and handle your business.
right,
But catch 22, I mean, I spent 9.5 months in ICU, long term acute aftercare, in 2.5, 9 weeks at RIC in Chicago. Came home and went back to the dumb shit, hanging out with the same people and, you
damn,
know, doing drugs, selling drugs, back to the streets, and eventually overdosed on heroin. And then
whoa,
that was finally like, you know what? Because all the times I flatlined in the hospital, and that overdose was like I died for the, I don't know, umpteenth time, and I
right.
realized no, I'm good.
I can
All
see how people like if you got into a situation like, what I mean, spinal cord injury, shit, and you didn't have really like anybody to help you or like any insurance and shit. Like I could see how that would be like a trigger to, you know what I mean, like get back into the drugs or even start drugs for the first time. Shoot.
yeah, I mean beforehand that's what I was into. So
Right, right. You
I went
just that was natural for you to go back right back to it.
I went back to what I knew. I mean, I got
Um,
injured, and you know, friends
what?
were gonna be there, and
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's all the wrong friends too that
yeah,
you think are your friends. Yeah, that's the one thing that I noticed too. Like in this wheelchair life is like when you're in the hospital and people think you're gonna die, they're like, "Oh my god, I want to go see him," and like everybody wants to show up and how much they care and how much they love you. Well, then, like, you survive and pull out of it. Now you're at home and you're sitting here, and it's like, ain't nobody came to see you, but like, Charlie and Fred down the road or whatever. But
right,
and
yeah.
then it's just like that's something. It's just I never got over that. I'm like, damn, you care so much, but now that I'm fine, you know what I mean? Like, not even a phone call, nothing.
I look at it like this: I got rid of the leeches because
Right,
you know I don't. I'm not. I mean, I got a house, but guess what? You can't come crash out. I got a car, but I can't drive you around and pick you up and do dumb shit with you, and you know, give you
right.
drugs and sell drugs to you and all that. So, I mean, on the other hand, I
You
got
kind of
more
got rid of
valuable.
them. You lost weight. Yeah, you lost your dead weight. That was
Yeah,
pulling you down.
yeah,
Yep.
most definitely.
What about dating/married? How's that working for you?
Dating, I got a girlfriend and a fiance. Marriage, not yet. Uh, so yeah, that's
Nice.
that's good.
To be
And I,
determined. I mean, yeah, you're the fiance thing is great. That means you've already passed the awkward parts.
yeah, I don't know. It's with her, yes, but even with family and friends, or even just going out in public, it's like we'll go out and people ask everybody around me, "What's he want to eat or drink?" Or and it's like he ask him, he can talk. So
Right? Like, what the
yeah,
hell you think him as? He's not my damn pet. I didn't bring him along as
yeah,
a sideshow. Yeah.
right, yeah. I don't know. Then like
People don't know how to
I've been
talk
at
to wheelchair users. Really, it's almost like they have to learn how to talk to you again.
well, it's I mean even just being out in public. I mean going to the store, people they'll look at me and want to say hi, and they say hi. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And they're like, they kind of look at me like, oh my god, he can talk. And I'm like, yeah, I can talk. I mean, I
Right.
broke my neck. I didn't have a brain injury. I'm not mentally retarded.
Oh, and folks, just so you know, that is not my echo. That is on Tristan's side. He's already told me that, or not Tristan. I'm sorry, Sean's side. Tristan, you got my head all messed up in there, but no, that's. I don't know if you've seen how many times we've done this show that it's been an echo or like some kind of crazy, you know what I mean, like sound in the background, or it's just like it sounded horrible. I think we finally went through and we did everything we had to do to fix it, and I'm hoping it looks. Like, everything looks right as I'm watching the levels bounce up and down, but I can't tell. You know what I mean? Normally, our viewers would be like, hey, it's echoey, or hey, this. But I hear your echo, though. So I was just like, yeah that's not me this time.
My house, I have an open floor plan, and my house echoes very
bad. Heck yeah. So. What's one of your biggest pet peeves?
Oh, Lord. One of my biggest pet peeves, be honest, don't hide stuff, don't lie, don't go behind my back. I mean, the list is long, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well,
I mean, like as far as being in a wheelchair.
Oh, being in a wheelchair? I don't know. Treat me like I'm a person. Mm-hmm. Treat me like, even though, I'm not an able body and can physically like do stuff, but there's a lot I can do and a lot I can bring to the table. But yeah, I mean, treat me like a regular human being.
Right. Don't treat you like, something that you're not.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, I just had to double check that. All right. So what is something you wish you could do now that you can no longer do, that you could do before?
Drive.
Ooh. I've heard that before from quadriplegics, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, honestly, driving. Or just having use of my arms. I can live with being in a wheelchair. That's nothing at all.
Well, and you can still like move your arms, right? But it's like
I can lift my right arm. I don't know, probably 7 inches.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That's it.
Wow.
But like I got more movement in my my legs and my lower half. Like I can kick my legs out if they get caught, in the middle of the night. If I have a spasm, they kick up, I can straighten them back. If they kick off the wheelchair, I can put it back on. I got more movement in my lower half than I do my upper half.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like the complete opposite of me. Like, I mean, I'm a para, T12 para.
Okay.
Actually, T3-4. I'm sorry, T12. Shoot, I wish I was T12. Maybe I was just subconsciously thinking of what I wish my injury was.
Dude, you're still way down there. Your T's.
Yeah, I mean, I got like I barely feel like this side, like on my chest, like on the nipple line. This is a little bit lower, but get out of here, B. There ain't nothing for you. Go. I got the doors open today, and all the dang animals want to come in here.
Right.
It's cool, but it's like, dude, that was a big bumblebee. That thing was like, that thing was the size of a freaking silver dollar.
Yeah.
Moving on. What about your pain level?
Really just depends on the day. I have nerve pain in my hands and feet constantly. It feels like they're asleep. So like the best way I can put it for a quote unquote normal person is when you sit in a weird position, your foot falls asleep. That's how my feet feel constantly in my hands. But then like when I have spasms, full body spasms, yeah, it's painful, but I mean, I don't know. It comes with the territory, I guess. So
right. What always interests me about the SCI Life, check out the SCI Life on Facebook, is like everybody's got different like feelings, like different pain, different abilities of what they can and can't move or can and can't feel, or you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how certain people, depending on your abilities, will adapt to that and learn easier ways to do things that I think should always be passed on. I mean, like I'm sure you probably found something that somebody else with your specific injury could find useful. You know what I mean? There's got to be something you were like, yeah, I figured this out, and this is better, that nobody else knows about it. You know what I mean? I think of that all the time. Like when I'm doing my like Velcro on the bottom of my table. Like all of my remotes I have Velcro on them, so I can just reach down, grab a remote, and it's always right there, no matter which one I need for the wheelhouse. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty neat. Maybe we should do something like that sometime. Maybe I should ask that question. That'd be a good question to add on here.
Yeah.
What helped you the most after your injury?
Who? Myself. Realizing how strong of a person I truly am. Realizing, I mean, just the limits I'm willing to go to have a normal life, to get back to whatever normal life is. And just how, I mean, disciplined and, I mean, mentally sound and strong I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always like it's like you're still every day you're just trying to get back to something normal, but like the whole time you're living it, but you're like striving to get to a better place. You know what I mean? Like than what you're currently at.
Yeah.
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 For
You
sure.
always got to strive to be better.
Yeah.
Become better, regardless of your situation or background or what happened to you. I mean, if you break your neck, become crippled. I mean, you can't just stay the same person you were a year ago. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, 2 years ago, even 5 years ago, or hell, 10 years ago.
Right. Keep evolving.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, if you're not evolving, what the hell are you doing with your life?
Right. I'm going to jump to hobbies. What about hobbies? What did you do before the accident, and what do you do now?
Before the hobbies, before the accident, I did everything. I lived a normal life, worked, had a son, crazy baby mama, friends. I went fishing, did roller coasters, skydiving.
Damn.
Just, I don't know, the normal stuff. Cliff jumping.
Yeah, I bet you don't do no cliff jumping no more, though, do you? Ooh. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
Oh, you're good. Honestly, like, if I could find a cliff I could get to, put a life vest on.
Oh hell, keep Sean away from cliffs.
Yeah, no. Like I'm even to the point when I moved to Columbus, I became very good friends with a guy from Papua New Guinea, and he still wants to go skydiving, and I'm like, dude, I'm down.
Nice.
I know a place. So hopefully this summer, because last year we just didn't get to it. He was in Papua New Guinea and moving to the U.S. And
I've seen paraplegic skydiving, but I've never seen quadriplegic skydiving.
Yep. Yeah. The place I actually went to, I called them up, told them my situation. They're like, yeah, we can do you. But on the same hand, if you do that and land wrong and break
exactly. Yeah. Could get way worse.
Oh yeah.
Or it could just be over, or you know what I mean? Some of that shit you might not be able to, but that's the thrill of it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the thrill of it. Same thing if you jump out of the plane and you're regular bodied, able bodied, shit. You know.
Yeah.
Your chute might not open.
Right. So after the injury, I like to go to concerts. A lot of concerts. I like to go out to eat, go on walks. Spend a lot of time outside.
Do you ever find it calling them walks and you just kind of go back and you're like, I didn't go for a walk, but like I rolled or whatever.
Like, I'm gonna go for a roll.
I'll go for a roll.
I'm gonna go for a roll. Like,
oh, that's funny.
But
yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, skydiving. It's still on my bucket list. I have a buddy who goes scuba diving a lot, and he's like, dude, you should come. So I want to go do scuba diving.
Man, you're a braver man than I. I'm happy on dry land, on the ground, and no parachute attached unless I'm in a fast car. I'll do that. I got a couple guys. Shout out Jonathan McElroy. He's another guy that does drag racing. But no, that's like, I totally feel you with the whole driving thing too, because like, man, when I started driving, I didn't even care. Like when I came out of the hospital, I didn't want to do anything. I told my fiance, I'm like, we'll just sit on the porch and watch cars go by, and I'll be happy just to be alive. You know what I mean? Because that's the way you feel when you come out of some shit like that. You're like, dude, I don't care. Like nothing else matters. Now you're alive, and you're like, what do I got to do to stay alive? You know what I mean? But once you start getting used to that, you know, you start getting a little braver and wanting to do more. And driving, man, I couldn't imagine like not being able to drive again. But like me trying to drive again was scary. But then now it is. I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole nother feeling.
I mean, I want to. If I had $1 million to, there's a quadriplegic who outfitted his Corvette, and he drives it with a sip and puff.
I was just gonna say, don't they got sip and puffs? Yeah.
Yeah. If I could. If I had the money, of course,
right?
To that, I'll jump in. I'll buy a vehicle right now and drive it sip and puff. Like
you imagine doing a burnout with a sip and puff and the dude looking next to you at the stoplight, like what the?
Oh yeah, no, seriously, like yeah, if I could, even if it wasn't like a souped up car, I'll take it. I mean, that's what I used to do. I used to love to go to the drag strip, street race. Yeah, fastest I've ever been. It's 185 miles an hour on the highway.
Ooh, that's fast.
I love it. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But old friends Logan Henderson and Chris Bussey, they were in the car.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out old friends. All right. Well, last most important question I think I have for you of the day is going to be, what is the best advice that you would give to somebody who's brand new injured, laying in the hospital bed right now, looking up at that hospital-issued TV, watching this right now? What would be your best piece of advice for that person?
Don't give up. You're stronger than what you know. Life's a bitch. It's going to knock you down, but you got to keep going. You got to keep persevering. And, you know, you don't know how strong you are until you truly have to be, because guess what? The only person that's gonna get out of that hospital bed or that situation is you. So don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't hold anger towards the situation and what happened. I know it sucks, but you know what? Life moves on. So you can cry about it.
Well said.
You can hate life. You can hate the person that did it to you or the situation, but guess what? They're not there fighting the battles and demons. You are. So you better buckle up, put on your big boy pants, and rock and roll, because it's a fucking roller coaster.
I like it. And to end, there's something that I shared. I just seen the other day too that totally works with, you know, how we have to live is get up, dust off, yell fuck, try again. Period. Yeah. That's the 4 steps right there. Like, period.
Literally every day, it's like I hit a reset button every day. Regardless what bullshit I go through or comes my way, regardless how bad the day is or how good the day is or anything. I mean, tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow, I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, so I try to live my life like that. Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day. POD, ever heard that one? I'm thankful for every breath I take. Yeah.
Yes.
About to go jam that right now.
I wonder what happened to POD.
Who knows? That's going to be a whole nother Wheelchair Wednesday episode. We're going to do some conspiracy theories on what happened to our most famous bands back in the 2000s. Right. Dude, there's so many different topics we could talk about with this, and that's we'll bring you back at one point. So you're part of the Wheelchair Mafia. We've got you in here. You actually stuck by your date. We did it. We got it done. And we're gonna label it. We're gonna put it all out there. So we'll have you back eventually. Probably. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just searching through it, doing it right now. I think we've done a couple throwbacks so far, but we'll keep you in the loop. And then. Yeah, I'm going to fill this out. We'll get this all situated. Everybody, thanks for watching, all of our live viewers, and everybody else that watches or listens afterwards, all of our audios. Appreciate all you guys. And we will be back next Wednesday with another brand new episode. 2 actually new episodes, I think, back to back, and should be a good time. Is there anything you'd like to leave the folks with?
No, as always, keep punching and keep moving on, baby.
Awesome.
Moving on.
I love it. We'll see you. Just stay with us real quick, Sean. We'll be right with you. Everybody else, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Wheelchair Wednesday. Peace.